What's up everyone, Sean Count Blaggearth here with a rant video. That's right, I'm starting off 2013 with a rant. And this is a subject that I've been wanting to talk about, and I haven't found the perfect way to word it until I feel like I just have now. And that is the argument that deathcore is not metal. I'm not here asking a question, because I know the answer to this. Deathcore is metal. It's a simple thing that a lot of people seem to not understand, is when you determine if a band is metal or not, you take your personal taste out of the equation. It doesn't matter if you feel like they're not metal, it's a matter of if they truly are metal. And I hate to break it to you, deathcore is metal. Let me try to explain this to you guys, what deathcore is, because I hear this all the time and it just drives me insane. Is people say, well, deathcore is a fusion. Deathcore has hardcore in it, which is a subgenre of punk. Well, folk metal has folk in it, and that has nothing to do with metal, yet people will gladly accept Ensiferum as metal before they will accept Whitechapel as metal. And in my opinion, Whitechapel is way more destructive than Ensiferum. And in my opinion, metal has a destructive sort of sound to it. Let me put it to you this way. Deathcore does have roots in hardcore, but it's not true hardcore that it's inspired from. What it's inspired from is metalcore, which was inspired by melodic death metal and hardcore, and they just kind of combine the elements together. That, in my opinion, or just really any part of metal, including crossover thrash, that could even be considered metalcore at times, because it's a true fusion of hardcore and metal. Boom, metalcore. Now what deathcore did is they took the heavy, really crushing breakdowns from metalcore, which had a very metal sound to it, because they were not truly hardcore breakdowns. Because if you want to hear what true hardcore is, check out Minor Threat, Bad Brains. If you want to check out the more tough guy stuff, Terror, Death Before Dishonor, bands like that, those are hardcore. This stuff is not hardcore, and the stuff that deathcore is inspired from is the more metal side of metalcore, and they also got inspired by, surprise, surprise, death metal! Now, once when you take these two elements together, this is gonna blow your mind. It makes metal. It makes deathcore. It makes a genre of metal. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. I'm going to look at the camera for this instead of the screen right there. It makes metal. I can understand by where someone would say Emir is not metal. They're not. What they are is pretty much really, really, really watered down metalcore with rather a heavy guitar tone. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing that's metal about them. They are not deathcore. Emir is its own thing. They play a style of hardcore that sucks. And I'm not putting personal opinion into that by saying that they're not metal. It's a fact, they're not metal. Their structures are not metal. They have no metal elements other than kind of harsh vocals and a rather heavy tone. But that's it. The Acacia Strain's not deathcore. They are more along the lines of hardcore with a little bit of metal influence. When a band sounds like Whitechapel, and they have tons of blast beats, death metal riffs, death metal vocals, and heavy breakdowns still using the death metal tone and using metal sensibilities, I'm gonna say they're metal. And I cannot see a shred of evidence to prove otherwise that deathcore is not metal. Alright? Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Emir, not deathcore, not metal. 99% of deathcore, metal. It's a part of metal. Get it straight. It may not sound like Cannibal Corpse. It doesn't have to. That's the beautiful thing about metal, is the genres don't sound like each other. Black metal sounds nothing like death metal, which sounds nothing like power metal, which sounds nothing like thrash metal, which has nothing in common with doom. That's the great part of metal. And by being closed-minded, by saying, that's not metal, you're just ruining it. And you're ruining it for everyone. Shut up, enjoy what you like, stop bashing what you don't. I've made this video before, but I'm saying this again to really emphasize, don't use personal opinion when deciding if a band is metal or not. Deathcore is metal. End of story. Alright? I hope I'm clear with this. Hope I made myself perfectly clear. Deathcore is metal, whether you like it or not. It combines elements of metalcore and death metal. The more metal side of metalcore, the more death metal side of death... The more death metal... The death metal, duh! What am I saying? They take death metal and metalcore, merge it together, and the result is deathcore. You take two metals, that makes one metal. Alright? It's a simple thing. Just because metalcore has and deathcore has traces of hardcore doesn't make it a part of hardcore. Just because folk metal has parts that are folk doesn't make it folk. Eluveitie is not a Celtic band because they have Celtic elements, nor does Primordial. That's stupid. You would say that's stupid if someone said that about metalcore. Stop saying about folk metal. Stop saying the same thing about deathcore. Alright? That's it, everyone. My rant is over. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.